Okay, we're doing hip switch crossover. We have the person lie down on your back. Put your arms out to the side, straight out to the side, palms down. Bend your knees to about 45 degrees in the thighs. Your feet are hip width apart. So get a little closer. Very close together. A little bit closer. Okay. So from here, what I want you to do is you're going to take your right ankle and put it on your left knee. Perfect. Then I want you to rotate your foot, that right foot, so it goes all the way to the floor. So rotate your whole body. You got your whole legs, so the right foot goes on the floor. And I want you to turn your head in the opposite direction. I want you to just breathe. We're going to hold this for a minute. And then from there, you need to push your knee down towards your opposite foot. So you activate the underneath side of the hip. Okay, and then bring it back. Bring your body back to the starting position. Other foot down. And then we obviously do it on the other side. So bring your other foot to the other knee. Rotate this way. Reach your head that way. Push your knee down towards the opposite foot. And you're going to hold that. Okay, now this exercise is crocodile. You're going to have them lie down on your back. Arms out at 90 degrees, straight across from each other, palms facing down. I want your feet hip width apart, so make sure they're right in line with the hips. Toes are pulled back. Now from here, we're going to take the right foot, take the Achilles and put it between the second and third toe. This one we could wear shoes if it's uncomfortable to do this. Now from here, we're going to keep the quads contracted, the glutes contracted. I want you to roll your right hip on top of the left hip as much as you possibly can, keeping those toes pulled back, quads contracted, glutes contracted. Turn your head to the right, and then we hold this for a minute. Making sure we're breathing, keeping the glutes contracted, quads contracted. After a minute, we'll roll back to starting position. Make sure your feet are hip width apart, and do the opposite side. And turn your head the other. Keeping the glutes, quads contracted. Toes pulled back. Alright, this exercise is standing windmill. You're going to have your client stand next against the wall. Put your heels all the way against the wall, your shoulders against the wall, your head against the wall. Your toes should be pointing straight ahead. So when I say straight ahead, your second toe should be pointing straight ahead. So about hip width apart, maybe just a little bit wider. There you go. Now with your arms out at 90 degrees, palms facing away, the back of your palms should be touching the wall. Now from here, everything's going to stay steady from the waist below. I want you to rotate your body down to the side, and keeping your arms in the same position, and then rotate back. Go to the other side. Avoid moving at the hips. So just all be from the trunk. Avoid moving your arms down. Keep your arms and then stay at 90. There you go. Come back. You're going to do 5 repetitions to both sides. Keeping the back against the wall, hips against the wall. Back. So after 5 repetitions, then we do is we move our feet a little bit wider, about 1.5 feet to 2 feet. We're going to come back up, move the feet just a little bit wider apart. Toes should be straight ahead again. Heels against the wall, head back, shoulders against the wall. Arms out, back and palms against the wall. 5 again, go rotate to one side, making sure the hips aren't moving. You gotta keep that from moving here. Come back. And the other way. The only thing you should move is the upper trunk. And come back. You're shifting there. Try not to shift to the side there. And go again. Yep. There we go. And back. And the other way. So you gotta keep that from shifting. Good. And then we'll do another one. We're going to go a little bit wider again, closer to 3 feet apart. Arms out to the side, palms back. And again, rotating side to side. Again, avoiding any movement from the lower body. Everything should stay the same. Making a nice smooth movements. After she's done 5 to both sides, we'll bring her feet back together to the starting position again. Hip width apart, toes straight ahead, and repeat again 5 to both sides. Keeping everything steady. All right, the next exercise is standing arm circles. So we're going to stand with our feet hip width apart, toes straight ahead. So again, that second toe is pointing straight out. Good. Now what I want you to do is you're going to take your shoulder blades, squeeze it back slightly and down, keeping that there in that position. Keep your body upright. Now from here we're going to do the golfer's grip. What I need you to do is kind of take the palms of your hands and put them together. Put the palms of your hands together. And then curl your fingers down so that now that if you put them together, the back of your fingernails are touching each other. And your thumbs are pointing out. Now put your arms by your side, keeping that grip. Keep your shoulder blades back. I want you to bring your arms up to shoulder height, so we're coming straight across this way. And we're in line in this direction here. Now from here we're going to make 40 arm circles forward. So go ahead and get started. The diameter of the circle is about a 6-inch dinner plate. Good pace. Good. Now after she's done 40, she's going to flip and turn her palms facing up so the thumbs are pointed backwards. Again, we're keeping our alignment here. Now we're going 40 arm circles backwards. Making sure your arm stays in line, just bring your arms back just a touch. There you go. I want to keep them in alignment in this direction as well. And once she's done, she brings her arms back down to her side. And that's it. Now we're doing static extension. So you're going to try and get on her hands and knees. Knees should be about hip width apart, so I want to make sure her knees are directly underneath her hips. Feet are out straight back. Bring your knees a little closer. Yeah, there you go. Arms are directly underneath her shoulders. Make sure your hips are directly over your knees. Arms on here. Now from here, what I want you to do is go about 6 inches forward, about a hand width in front of the other. So move your hand so the back of your palm is right about there where your fingertips were. And then move the other one that way. And then I want you to shift forward so that your shoulders are directly over your hands again. Now from here, you're going to drop your stomach. You arch your back as far as you possibly can. Keep your elbows straight. Drop your hips. Now I want you to drop your shoulder blades so your shoulder blades come together. Your chest kind of drops, keeping the elbows straight. And then let your head just drop. Just making sure that the shoulders are right in line with the hands. Now we're keeping this arch as much as possible. Dropping that down. Okay, this next exercise is called upper spinal floor twist. All right, so what we're gonna do is gonna lie on your side, and then slide back just a little that way, so you can. Bring your knees up to 90 degrees in the hips, and then her feet are at 90 degrees as well, so directly on top of each other. I want you to bring your top knee so it's even with the other knee. This is the key thing right here, is that these knees are always in alignment. Then from here, I want to stack her on shoulder underneath, so bring this back, the bottom shoulder in line with the top one, the bottom one, the top one, palms facing each other. All right, so now from here, what we're going to do is we're going to open up the top arm back. So bring it back as far as you can. You're going to have your head follow your arm. Keep opening up as far as you can without letting the knee move away from the other one. Keep looking back at that arm. Keep these knees stacked on top of each other. You can also bring this hand so it touches your thigh, just so you know it's in alignment there. Good. Keep your head back. And you hold that position for a minute. Then we'll return back to the starting position. And then we obviously do that on the other side. Okay, this next exercise is assisted hip lift. We're going to get up next to the wall. What I want to do is put her feet on the wall, and so she's at a 90 degrees in her knees and 90 degrees in her hips. Her feet are hip width apart, so bring them a little closer together. Toes are straight ahead. Turn them slightly in. What she's going to have is her arms are directly out to the side at 90, or she can drop them down lower, about 45. Palms are up. Now from here, what I want her to do is she's going to bring her right ankle on top of her left knee. Now if she does this and her hips shift up or rotate, then we're going to put her foot back on the wall and then move her back just a little bit. Make sure we're the hip width apart. So we're going to put that foot back on top of that knee. Again, checking to make sure we still didn't rotate. I think we're going to move you back just a little bit again. So put your foot back there. Just a touch. There you go. Try that again. So we want to make sure we're even here. Butt's not up off the floor. And then from here, what we're going to do is you're going to push this knee towards the wall. And you're going to hold this for a minute, keeping everything in alignment. And after a minute, we'll put our foot back on the wall, and we'll do the opposite side. And shifting your hips. The next exercise is downward dog. We're going to first start off in the kneeling position. We're going to have our hands directly underneath the shoulders. We're on our knees directly underneath our hips. Take your toes and curl them up underneath you. And then from here, what I want you to do is you're going to straighten your knees out, shift your butt up in the air. So come up, lift your body up. And I want you to shift back to try to get your heels on the floor. So our goal is getting the heels on the floor with the butt up in the air. Now if she's not able to do that, we're going to have her bend her knees. To get back, I want your body in alignment here, so drop your head. Bring your shoulder blades together, squeeze your shoulder blades together as best you can. Again, with the goal of getting the heels down to the floor as much as possible, and having the knees as straight as possible. Flexibility will determine on how far along we get. Looking to try to keep this nice and straight, shoulder blades together, all in alignment from your hands all the way up to your hips, and then from your hips down to your heels, with the heels on the floor. And you hold that for 1 minute. Let's see if we can get that better at all. Bring the heels down as much as you can. Bend your knees so they shift backwards. There you go. So this next exercise is supine foot circles and point flexes. So we're going to lie down on the ground, legs straight out, hip width apart. Then what I want you to make sure head and shoulder blades are back. I want you to bring your knee back towards your chest and then grab your hands behind the knee. What I want you to do is basically lie this here. What I want is I want her lower leg to be horizontal to the floor. Her shoulder blades should be resting against the back. Without any effort there, just relax. Everything should be relaxed there. Now I want this foot that's on the ground, I want her toes pointed back. And I want her to keep it straight up and down so we're not rolling to the outside or the inside. Keeping that in one position there. Now the foot we're working on is the one that she's holding up in here with her lower leg horizontal to the ground. We're going to do circles. We're going to do 40 circles in a clockwise manner to start with, or counterclockwise. So she's starting off clockwise right now. I want to make sure that all the movement is coming from her ankle, nothing is coming from her knee. Everything else is staying in the position where we started. After she's done 40 in clockwise or counterclockwise, whichever she started, she's going to go the opposite direction for 40 repetitions again. Again, making sure nothing is moving but the ankle. After she's done 40 in that direction, she's going to do 40 point flexes with her foot. She's going to pull her foot back towards her shin and then pointing it away 40 times. And then after she's done 40 in all three movements, she's going to put her leg back to starting position and repeat that on the other side. Okay, this next exercise is air bench. First, we're going to have them start up against the wall. And then I want her to walk her feet forward as she slides down the wall into a wall sit, basically, to where now we have it to the position to where that her hips are in somewhat alignment with her knees and that her thighs are parallel to the floor. Now we want it to where her feet are directly underneath her knees as much as possible. So we're about a 90 to 120 degrees. We have her palms by her arms by her side, or we can have it to where her palms are facing up on her thighs. And then I want her to push the small of her back into the wall. So that now the force is pushing in here, we can feel more of the weight in her heels. If this is uncomfortable for her, we can move her feet out just a little bit further if she's not in that directly position. So we hold this for 2 minutes or as long as she's able.